Hi again, everyone. Merry Christmas. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance. And this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Melissa. And here's her story. Hi, Ollie. I wanted to give an update and contribution before the holidays. Since the video you made for me, it's all fruit of the poisonous tree video. I have been paying attention to what my narc mom says and does, and it's never-ending toxicity and confusion, but I'm doing my best to remain calm and not feed her with the outrageous reactions she's looking for. I will begin this update with a story of an evening that she asked to have the kids over for the night. My husband and I had some errands to run and took her up on the offer. Always a mistake. My daughter called me after an hour and a half begging to come home. Now, normally I would try to convince her to stay the night and just relax and go to bed and promise to be there in the morning. My mother seems to really enjoy playing this game where she wants the kids and then makes them want to go home by losing patience with them, and then acts like I'm the awful one for not wanting to go all the way back there to get them, or not wanting to leave a concert or a night away. Usually the next day she is angry and spiteful to me about having to keep them when she offered in the first place. This time I did not play the game. I figured my daughter might be getting shit from my mom, so I went right over there with no questions asked to get them. When we were leaving, my daughter was flying out the door and her coat was not on all the way. My mother screamed at me, "Melissa, her coat. She will get sick for God's sake." And I calmly asked her, "What will happen from the door to the warm car, Mom?" She realized how ridiculous she was and changed the subject, saying she liked the jacket my daughter was wearing. I agreed and said, "Yes, I think that's the jacket that comes with an insert." I asked, "This is the jacket with an insert, right?" And then asking myself out loud, I said, where is the insert? She looked at me with the look of disgust and said, "You don't even know your own daughter's jacket?" I looked at her and said, "What the fuck?" and just left. So the next day she apologized. She never does this, and she followed the apology with saying she feels as if she failed as a mom and grandmother. The next day when I asked her about her saying that, she refused to talk about it. In the last video you did for me, we talked about how she threw away my kids' Disney plates. I have been trying to set boundaries in my home. This is how she behaves. She comes for a visit and starts looking around at the laundry and at my 8-year-old's messy room, and she starts to clean. Boundary. Because what she's telling you is, and what she keeps telling you is, you're not a good mother. She wants to get you to believe you're not a good mother. Okay, she does this by outright telling you this, through suggestion, through action, where she's going to come in and clean your house, throw out your stuff, as if to say, if I don't do this, nobody will, because Melissa's such a bad mother. And not only is she a bad mother physically, as far as physically raising her kids, she's a bad mother where she uses her kids to torture her own mother by taking them away from me. Oh, by the way, me and Charlene keep passing back and forth this thing. I told her not to clean and just enjoy the kids. She says she can't enjoy kids in messy rooms. Well, then she should leave. She points around my house at things that she feels we don't need. A pair of my daughter's shoes, again with the shoes, caught her attention. These are my daughter's favorite because we let loose the shoelaces and she can slip them on to run out and play in. They are dirt kicking sneakers and very comfy, and they are still in her size. Mom said, yeah, play shoes. Everybody had work shoes. You had play shoes. You had school shoes. You had good shoes. You had shoes you played in. That had to fit, because otherwise you couldn't play in them. Mom says they are worn and ugly and she doesn't fit in them. I tell her she does fit in them and she loves them. Then I let her know in that she does not have the authority to throw away anything in our home. I tell her to stop with the cleaning. She goes upstairs and I thought she was playing with my son. About 15 minutes later, my son comes to me and to ask where Grammy is. This time I find her in my room, rummaging through my products and jewelry and straightening up my room. There are no fucking boundaries with these people. And understand, they need to be watched. This is the problem with having them around. They need to be watched. Much like a child. Okay, because as soon as you turn your back on a child, they're into the cookie jar, they're up the stairs, they're into doing something they're not supposed to be doing. Okay? Why? Because they're children. The narcissist, the second your back is turned, are crossing your boundaries, are talking bad about you, rummaging through your shit, and violating your boundaries. The narcissist always needs to be watched. If you're going to have them around, that is. Which is why you always have to cut them out completely. Because there's no fucking boundaries. You can't give them the benefit of the doubt on anything. Every time, the simplest thing, you assume she's going to play with your kid. No, she's in your friggin' bedroom, friggin' rummaging through it. She's tossing it. And again, every time you catch her doing these things, you're not surprised. Makes sense. You're pissed. You want to fucking kill her. But you're not surprised. She had remade my bed and threw away some empty packaging and some trash items I had left out in my bureau. I screamed for her to stop, but she said she was looking for her eating. I tell her to stop touching my stuff. She continues to touch my stuff. It took me at least 3 whole minutes of asking her to stop and get out of my room. After she left, I found those sneakers in the trash. Later the next morning, my husband found my daughter's Disney Frozen sheets in the trash as well. I texted her about it and she didn't respond. The other day, she pointed out a picture my daughter painted when she was 3. It was just lobs of paint. She asked me why I still hang it up, and in a disgusted tone, like, when are you gonna take that thing down? Ollie, I don't know why, but I fucking took it down. I thought about it later and I was like, why did I let her control me like that? Because you don't want to have the show, you didn't want to have the showdown with her. You didn't want to do what you know is necessary. Cut her out completely. Another topic in the last video, I explained how she says things to make me feel ugly. Well, once again, she did this. We were talking about my brother's expected baby. I told her that I bet the baby will look like my brother, who also looks like me and my dad. She said, well, if the baby is a boy, then the baby will look like him. I said, no, even if the baby is a girl, I think she will still look like him. He has the stronger genes, just like my kids. Both have many of my features and look like me. She said, oh God, please no. I don't want her to have a big nose like your dad's family. And then, Ollie, she burst into this insane, evil laughter. Like she was so proud of this insult. She could not stop laughing. Do you remember how I told you about my nose job she paid for at 19? My big nose was my biggest insecurity and it still bothers me. Yes, she was laughing and saying this about a baby girl who could look like my brother and I. Thank God my daughter does not have my nose, because she would make sure to point out that somehow, on top of any other imperfections, highlights on the regular. Yeah. Finally, here's the big update. My mother booked us airline tickets to Orlando for a Disney trip. I insisted to pay her back, but she will pay for the kids but she said she will pay for the kids' tickets. I asked her if she felt okay about her decision to get the tickets. She said that if she did feel okay about even though she knows I don't appreciate it. She said, you know, if your dad buys you a box of chocolate, you are so happy, but when I do something nice, you don't appreciate it. Because she shits all over everything. This woman is terrible. This woman thinks she can just somehow buy your silence. I'll pay you to let me abuse you. I'll pay you. I promised her I did appreciate it very much, but hoped she would not hold it over my head. Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that. So then she wanted to get herself a ticket, but only go a few of the days. She was planning to book her own room in the same hotel as us, but because we wanted to stay at a hotel in the park, it's pricey. So then she wanted to get one room for all of us off the park. So I said she could stay in the room that we wanted to get, which is the Lion King suite at Art of Animation. You are setting yourself up. You just keep grabbing a hot stove, don't you? You don't learn. You don't learn. She changed her mind every day. One day she would not go. The next day she would have her own room and only go to the park one day. The day after, she wanted to stay with us and get a park pass and go to all the park because, of course, she would want to go to all of them and see her grandkids enjoying the park. After she had said she didn't want to do all the parks. Oh, and then she asked me to hold off because her ex-boyfriend's best friend's daughter worked at Disney and she thought she could get a deal somehow. I don't think she understands that Disney employs millions of people and this young person who does not know her really won't be able to help. Meanwhile, we couldn't book anything until she decided. Yeah, you could. You could. You could have booked whatever you wanted if you just went no contact and left her out of the equation completely. Finally, I told her we were booking and she needed to tell us what she would do. The dates we chose weren't good enough for her because she wanted to go on a Wednesday and we wanted to check out on Friday so we could visit my dad for the weekend. She asked me to change the dates to stay through Saturday and I said no. Then she wanted me to get a hotel with 2 double beds in one room and have all 5 of us squished in a room. I explained that we wanted a room with a separate area for us, separate from her and the kids, and a kitchenette. So I said, no, this is our Disney experience, and we want the Lion King suite. I told her the room had a pull-out sofa. She flipped out at this point and said, and I quote, I'm not paying $500 a night to sleep on a sofa. To which I replied, you're not paying for it, we are. Then she asked, well, what does your bed look like? In that accusatory way that suggests how selfish I am. She knows my bed is the nice bed. So basically I told her that I wanted to go to Disney with just my family and she couldn't join us, which is what you should have done all along. Why, after all this shit, do I feel bad for her when she is so crazy and drives me crazy? I feel bad as if she deserves to go to Disney too. But the very last thing I need to tell you is that she gave me the guilt trip last night. This is the kind of guilt trip where she acts like she is hurt by my actions, but really she is just in disagreement with the decisions I make because they don't suit her ego. She basically yelled at me for sending Christmas cards to certain family members she said was bad to her, so I shouldn't be nice to them. I don't talk to the family member really, but I send everyone a card every Christmas with pictures of the kids. FYI, the bad accusation about my uncle's wife, her sister-in-law, is true. The in-law said some mean things. They said cruel things to each other at a time when my grandmother was passing away. It happens in every family, and it's been a year already. Either way, the card is for my uncle and my cousins too, and like I said, I always send one to everyone. Anyways, Merry Christmas, Ollie, and wish me luck on getting through the holiday. And maybe next year, when the time is right, I will start learning how to get myself out of this stranglehold she has on me. Bless you for all you do, because without your videos, I would feel alone and crazy. And Melissa sent me an update this morning. Go. Oh, if you're able to add this, please do. This is crazy. My son has a pretty bad virus with a fever and is sick for Christmas. My mother just called me to say, this is why you shouldn't send a Christmas card to people who are bad to your family. They jinx your kids. They look at it, they put bad vibes on the kids and wish bad on them. And now he's sick for Christmas. I have no words. I don't have much words either for you, Melissa, other than why have you not cut this woman out completely? What is to feel guilty about? And this is from Santa right now. On Christmas Eve, telling you, okay, telling you that you can't make it work with this woman. This woman has no respect because she's an adult when she wants to be, but most of the time she's a child who needs to be watched like a hawk, who's constantly trying to trick you to get over on you. The second you turn your back on her, she is in your shit, crossing a boundary, fucking something up. And the fact that I think the only reason she wants to even come to Florida with you is because so she can wreck you seeing your dad, which is what it's always about. She's jealous of him. She's jealous of your relationship with him and probably your relationship with your own children, because she is a spoiled child who needs to be watched at all times, like a child. The second you turn your back on her, she's into her own fucking agenda, and she's constantly trying to trick you. So, thank you so much for another contribution and story. I really appreciate it and understand. I pretty much know you're going into Christmas. You're going to face Narco Claus at Christmas. So, hopefully this year, when you wake up tomorrow, you can reach into your stocking or under your tree, and there's a big box of no contact strength waiting for you, because this woman will not stop. So I hope that helps. Thank you again. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general because, hey, it's Christmas, why not? And this channel is sponsored 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you, all of this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Take care, everybody.